Hi, I'm Anne MacDonald and I would like to welcome you to Scotland Study Centre in Edinburgh. Today I would like to show you a video about a recent trip by Scotland Study Centre to Traquair House in the borders of Scotland. Traquair House has a long association with the Stuart family and with the followers of the Stuarts, the Jacobites.
So you all come from where?
Different countries.
I thought that, yeah.
So Angela is from Brazil.
Brazil? Okay.
Good. Well, I'm from Bolivia.
Where?
Bolivia?
Bolivia?
Yeah.
Brazil. Brazil.
Brazil. Brazil too?
Yeah, Brazil as well.
Scotland.
Scotland.
From Scotland. Hydra.
Brazil.
I'm from Egypt.
Ahmed. Egypt.
Yes.
Morocco.
At Traquair there are lots of really interesting artefacts and stories about Mary Queen of Scots and also about the Jacobites. This is the bed that was used by Mary Queen of Scots when she stayed at Traquair House. The quilt was made by her and by the four Marys, who were the four little girls who came from France to Scotland with her. This is the cradle used for James VI of Scotland, Mary's son, who became James I of England at the Union of the Crowns in 1603. This is a shoehorn, and the story is that Mary threw this shoehorn at her second husband, Lord Darnley, when they had an argument. Eventually, Darnley was murdered and people thought that Mary was involved in his murder. This is Mary's death warrant. She was executed by Elizabeth, her cousin, and this shows the warrant signed by Elizabeth. This is Mary's death mask. It's a copy that's on exhibit at Traquair House.
Are these Jacobite glasses
They're
with
Jacobite
symbolism?
glasses. Yes, you know about those?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the
Yes,
students do as
okay.
well.
They would drink to the king, and everybody would think it'd be William of Orange at the time, but you weren't. You were drinking. This represents James. He'd be James VII of Scotland. He was the one. He was the old pretender, the one in exile. This one.
Is that a rose or what kind of flower?
It's a rose. It's a Scottish. The symbol of the Jacobites was a very small white rose. This one then is Bonnie Prince Charlie. You'll know about Bonnie Prince Charlie. That was his son. So he's in waiting. And Bonnie Prince Charlie had a brother, Henry. He renounced the throne. He went into the church. And he went very far.
Cardinal? Or,
Yes, he was, that's right. So if they drank to the king, they were actually drinking to the Jameses.
In the 1745 uprising led by Bonnie Prince Charlie, women played a really important role. One example is Lady Winifred Herbert, Countess of Nithsdale, who lived at Traquair. She helped her husband escape from the Tower of London on the eve of his execution for being a Jacobite.
He'd been fighting, he ended up in the tower. They had to make an example, so there were 6 of them all together to get their heads chopped off to warn everybody else that this isn't a good thing to fight for the Jameses. And she wanted him out of the tower. What she did was she decided the night before that, she had to get him out. So she took 2 maids to the prison and she managed to smuggle in clothes, women's clothes and women's makeup. And the 2 maids were making such a noise that the guards got confused at how many there were. They were running in and out all the time. They were allowed to go running in and out of the prison. She was coming in and out. So what happened was there was only 1 maid there in the end. And he dressed up as a maid. She dressed him up as a maid. The maid gave him makeup, made his hair like a woman's, and he walked out with the maid. And she stayed in the prison pretending to talk to him for a long time so that he had a chance to get well away. And she left on her own, which was expected. And on the way out, she said to the guards, please don't disturb my husband. He's right, they always had a speech when they got their heads chopped off. They had a speech first. He's writing a speech and he's obviously praying, so don't disturb him.
So it's just the night before?
Yeah, they didn't go for ages. And by the time they discovered he was gone, he was on a small ship, as they say, a small boat, and he was on his way to France.
During the 1745 uprising, Bonnie Prince Charlie stayed at Traquair. The gates to Traquair House have bears on them either end, and they're called the Bear Gates. And the owner of Traquair House, who was a Stuart and a follower of the Jacobites, promised that the gates would remain closed until a Stuart was again on the throne of Scotland. Today, the gates remain closed. Traquair is my favourite Scotland Study Centre study tour, and we plan another trip soon.